Hello! Today I'm back with another one of our breed studies from the Longway Homestead breed study. This month they sent us, I think it's pronounced Tunis or Tunis. I'm going with Tunis, which I have spun before, but it's been a long time. So they did send us a card. You can see the picture of the sheep on there. So we have 4 ounces of Tunis. I'm assuming that it's pronounced as similar to the way like Tunisian crochet. Is that from the same area? I should really look this up, but I'm gonna go with Tunis. So you can see a lock structure picture. The American Tunis was developed from Tunisian Barbary sheep. Okay, so it does come from Tunisian. They came to North America from North Africa in the late 1700s as a gift from the Bay of Tunis and was popular among American presidents. However, the Civil War resulted in the destruction of most flocks and it became a conservation breed. They're mostly raised for meat. Alright. So when you look at it on the sheep, it almost appears red. But then once washed and processed, it's just a cream. Now, when I was unwinding this, because as you remember, these come like vacuum packed, so then to fluff them back up, I unwind them and rewind them. There are little individual red hairs in it, so it does have a redness to it, but it's mostly creamy. It's a versatile wool and can be lofty with bounce. Some can be fine or even next to the skin, soft. Alright, average staple length 3 to 6 inches, fiber diameter 24 to 31, which puts it right in the middle. Fleece weight is 6 to 15 pounds. Consistent crimp, a bit blocky and fairly open, sometimes has pointed tips. Alright, so my thoughts on the wool itself is that it is a little bit finer than middle. So I have some Corriedale that I've been spinning up, and I would say that is very solidly the middle. It's soft enough for me to wear next to skin, but not for everyone, and it's pretty sturdy. This is slightly softer than that. And I would think it has, let's see, I don't normally check the staple lengths, because it's hard to check the staple lengths when they're in roving form, because they're just really fluffy. But I'd say it's a shorter staple length than the Corriedale I'm working with right now, but not so short that it should be particularly difficult to spin, if that makes sense. So I'm going to let it do what it wants while I'm spinning it, and we'll see what we get. I'll probably go with another 2-ply, just because they're a little easier for me, but if it comes out particularly fine, I might switch to 3-ply. Then after I'm done spinning, and it's skeined up, we'll dye it up as well. So let's get started. parts, and I applied it a little bit differently than how I normally do. So instead of going with a 2-ply or a 3-ply, I went with a 4-ply cable. So what it is you spin the singles, and then when you ply the first time, you ply them the opposite direction of how you spun the singles. That part's normal. And then you ply them again in the same direction that you originally spun the singles. So when you ply them the first time, you have to over ply them, and then when you're plying them again the second time, you even out that twist, and it ends up being kind of like a, I don't know how you can see it, but if you do it right and the twist all balances out, it kind of looks like chain links in a necklace. That's how I've always looked at it anyway. So right now it's still kind of in that funky stage where it's just been spun, so it feels kind of funny, but after I wash it, I think it's going to fluff up a bit. My next step would be to do the dyeing. So I have a whole bunch of stuff to dye, including this skein. It's just going to get added to my to dye pile for the moment, and I will get back with another video about that soon. Unfortunately, right now it is 90-something degrees and I do not want to be in the kitchen. So, very soon. I hope you enjoyed that video and that it helped you out a little bit. And if you want to know more about spinning specific types of yarns, cabled yarns included, I do recommend the Spinner's Book of Yarn Designs, because that's basically where I learned all this stuff. I'm not affiliated or anything, but it is a very helpful resource. Alright, so the Tunis naturally spun very fine and very easily. I think, especially since it was in roving, it would have been a good one for long draw, although I did not personally do long draw this time. It is pretty fluffy, and I'm hoping that it will be a little springier after I'm done washing it and all the twist settles where it's supposed to be. And it did cable correctly, because I can see the chain link look to it. And again, all of this will change a little bit during the wash process as everything settles to where it's supposed to be. So I'm pretty happy with this. I don't know what color I'm going to go with yet, but it should be interesting. So I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.